I came home from a disastrous attempt at college in 1967, I was put on pills for a diagnosis of schizophrenia. My balls shriveled up, my dick became a nub, and I turned into a pussy. I became afraid of women and terrified of men. That was the beginning of my awareness of just how complicated it can be to struggle with mental illness. Not only do you have your conditions to deal with, there are also prescriptions and there are many side effects to contend with, these of which can make it even harder to relate with other humans. And then there is the issue of stigma. We deal with it as a population, not only out in the world, but inside the system as well. It seems to me that not much has happened in the world of stigma busting. I find the system and a number of the participants, both staff and consumer, to be less than informed about what could be satisfactory regarding the allowance of space and dignity for consumer involvement. By the way, consumer is a word I find deplorable and insulting. To me, it implies a lack of choice and self-determination. The mouth and hands open and always ready to take without any thought of consequences or of a real need for what is being offered. There should be more. Should there be more of the fatness and gluttony of everything under the sun? Some propensity that dictates consumption that leads to ruin. How many cigarettes, cups of coffee, alcoholic drinks, illegal and legal drugs, plus food can be used to avert and ameliorate a nagging and unhappy life? Then there's the entitlement mentality that so does not empower or strengthen any self-reliance or resilience. I'm not getting my needs met. How do I survive in this world? What are they doing to me? I am entrapped by a system that has created an addiction to services I am told I need. I am the reason for all things mental health. It is my sickness that fuels the programs, hospitals, psychiatrists, big psychopharmacology, the nightmare of treatment, the never-ending appointments with professionals who rarely know what they're talking about, to suffer from the insensitive and condescending remarks from them and the lack of true understanding of our humanity. I have become the consumer. I no longer exist for any other reason than to do as the system dictates. I am a consumable and expendable commodity. There is no real reason for a cure or hope. That would be bad for the business of psychiatry. Compliance, or go to a higher level of care that will be hell on earth if I don't behave. I have no rights that will be respected if I get ill. I will be taken to places I don't want to be, touched in ways I don't want to have happen, to be forced to take the never-ending pressure of mind-warping drugs with side effects that twist and distort the spirit and interrupt the life force and bioenergy. This is treatment? Seems to me it is time for a major shift in the way we do business. It has been one hell of a ride so far. I have not really thrived yet, merely survived. I'm old, sick, poor, lonely. And why am I still single all these years? Is my illness an obstacle here too? One thing I can never stop wanting or trying to make a peace is to have a partner to share my life with. Being troubled at a very young age with a drug-addicted, mentally ill mother, as well as an alcoholic, philandering father, really twisted my mind horribly and deeply wounded me. My father would mock the women I sought, told me to get a blonde, have a drink, or stonewall it. Most of my life from then to 1981 I spent burying my feelings in alcohol, weed, and anything else that was available. I did this so the shame of being impotent would not feel so bad. The condition of impotence from the meds still lingers today. In fact, it has gotten worse with diabetes, high blood pressure, and surgery for prostate cancer. In July of 1981, I sobered up and hoped that would do the trick and lead to a wife, a family, an education, and a decent job to pay the bills. The American dream. It hasn't happened. Why? I've always felt like a misfit. I've never had a girlfriend that was for real. The people in AA I thought I was gay. The truth of the matter is, in my mind, I had to make the women I was interested in repulsive to me. That way the secret would be mine and the shame of being not male enough would stay with me. But a sad state of affairs for someone who just wanted to be loved and share his life. I believe, in the end though, when all the cards are played and all the chips are counted, whoever I am will stand up and shake off the transitory cloak of despair and unhappiness. Nothing happens by mistake, and the acceptance of that covers a multitude of sins. Who am I to think that this life I have lived so far should have, could have, or would have been better only if I had managed it better? Shit happens to everyone, and no one gets out of here alive. I am, in essence, not any different from anyone else in the realm of human capacities. To believe otherwise cripples and distorts the humanity of all of us. If I want a good laugh, all I need to do is look in the mirror and think I deserve something more than someone else because I am better than they are. I don't know everyone else's complete story, or the road they have traveled, or the sorrow they have experienced in life. I don't know what stigmas or other obstacles have stood in their way. Who am I to judge another or to think I am superior to someone else's situation? That I'm just playing God? That would be a poor role for a mere mortal like me.